and we've got Gabbling Gabby. It's great. She's just so enthusiastic up here and bringing us information on the Australian team, and of course enjoying the racing from one of the best spots in the house. And the lights are gone out there. Pete the Pirate gets that move across, moves across there. Got a better start the fastest. So there's a couple of Formula 2 bikes there as well. They were entered as there's two classes there, Formula 1 and Formula 2. They will be scored separately, but it is Pete the Pirate with Kendall Dunlop there into turn 1 here, and is that Gero the Darrow with Louise Blythe there in second with Dennis Charlotte and Dad Jenkins there in third place. Not as busy in the first corner as it was yesterday, where we saw a near coming together with number 73 having to head for the grass, and that is Barry Smith and Tracy Bryan. I'm going to see some fireworks out of there right now, because they're right up there and they can smell that podium from here. It's absolutely excellent there. Mark Hall's there on the number 69 with Mark Hood doing the Robert Hood. No, Mark, I can't remember, sorry. I better turn to the right page there, folks. Gabby, what's your prediction there out the lead? Do you think
Jeremy Joyce, I think he's well, you can see the acceleration of Pirate Pete there, just taking off in the straight line there. But Jeremy might have the corner speed.
So what are they running in this sidecar? Jeremy Joyce, it's a Kawasaki ZX10, Australia versus Wanganui. When I say we're versus, it's the Australian rider.
Wanganui passenger.
Yeah, that's in the second spot there. Pete the Pirate out the front, I'm pretty sure he's on his BMW S1000R, the German brand there. Dennis Charlotte, mate, he blew his good engine on Friday and got loaned a engine from the Barracks Bar in Wanganui.
Oh, we have a sidecar down. It looks like Mark Coles and his passenger, Mark Hood.
Mark Thompson. Okay, they're a spinner in the gravel trap, all okay there. So drama's there. The yellow flag will be out there. They've got to make sure that no one passes into it. So back to the action, into the hairpin with 7 laps to go. Pete the Pirate's got about 8 to 10 bike lengths there. Here comes Dennis Charlotte in third place. He got the drive out of that corner, getting stronger and stronger. It's interesting, he said it's a new challenge in life. This guy's won just about every class in the New Zealand Superbike Championships over the years, and he says it's given me a new focus. Last weekend they were talking on Saturday night, they put 3 marshmallows down to indicate the front wheel, the back wheel and the sidecar wheel, and they were discussing where the passenger had to move every now and then. They looked back and the marshmallows were gone. Somebody was getting a sugar rush out of that. So they're discussing it all day long and all night long, how to just get that little bit of an edge. Thousandths of a second, 2,000ths of a second. So Dennis Charlotte is having a good battle, and in behind him the about 7 or 8 times New Zealand champion Andy Scrivener from Taupo on the 99 machine, the current New Zealand champion with Tina McEwen there. Are they going up on the inside for a pass? There's no passing there because it's under a yellow, and in behind them Barry Smith, Tracy Bryan there, the first of the Formula 2 bikes. Adam Unsworth and Bryce Rose. Wow, that's an exciting bike. This is a big Aprilia. They had a hell of a trouble. It's a new bike, first tested at Manfeild last Friday, not the Friday just gone, the Friday before, and they're having problems with the tip sensor because these are a solo bike engine and no one's sidecar one in the world. So I bet this sounds like absolutely incredible. The number 12 machine, and Adam had a number of wins at Wanganui. He was racing back when I was racing back in the late 80s, early 90s, went overseas and come out, and he's had a long list of wins at Wanganui, normally with Stu Dorr in the passengers, but now he's got a Wanganui passenger, Bryce Rose. Adam's an ex-Wanganui person and now in Auckland. Okay, look at that battle. Pete the Pirate out the front, but Andy Scrivener goes up on the inside into Higgins there, makes it stick on Dennis Charlotte and Dan Jenkins there. So action all the way through there. He's a stronger bike down there, Gabby.
He's going to get Jeremy through this corner maybe. It's hard to see.
That's Jeremy Joyce and Louise Blythe. We're going to see onto the front straight Pete the Pirate, actually the fastest man on the track was earlier on was Andy Scrivener, and still
on the inside.
Still got a yellow there, so no passing. So they're very disciplined about that. So the fastest man on the track is Andy Scrivener and Tina McEwen. So what's their lap time? 14.3, 14.4 and a 14.9. So not enough to get out there and reel in Pete the Pirate. He's just got to finish this race, but he's still got to finish it strongly. And we got 3 females in the top 3. The swinger on the front one, Kendall Dunlop. The swinger on the second one, Louise Blythe. The swinger on the third one, Tina McEwen there, Gabby.
Girl power, I like to see it. It's not something you see often. It's we're hoping to make it less male-dominated sport in sidecars, I guess.
Oh, it's incredible. Yeah, there's Dennis Charlotte, no, it's not Dennis, Andy Scrivener goes up into Higgins there on the inside and takes second place, but runs a bit wide. Jeremy Joyce and Louise Blythe come back in there. The battle's not over here. That green Kawasaki.
Adam back here, he's dropped back a few places. Adam Unsworth and Bryce.
Adam Unsworth, yeah, there's an issue going on there, so that's probably that tip sensor. It's a very thing they've folded electronically to it. It's not a pendulum, it's actually telling you the lean angle, so electronics can be a real nightmare. Here comes Dennis Charlotte. Is he going to go up on turn one and get into third place? He's currently in fourth. He's going to try. No, we've got the yellow flag out there, so no passing there. No overtaking there. Looking over on the back.
Oh, but it looks like it. Oh, very diligent with the no overtaking there. You could just see him nearly trying to come in and pass Jeremy Joyce there, but he backed away right off.
Right, in terms of lap times, are we closing that gap? 2.6. The Pete the Pirate's got it under control. Here is Andy Scrivener. He's broken away with Tina McEwen doing the passengering. He's broken away from Jeremy Joyce and Louise Blythe, so he's going hunting the leader. And Dennis Charlotte seems to have moved off the pace a little bit, so there's a spread 200 metres between first and second, 100 metres between second and third, similar distance third to fourth, and then we go back to the first of the Formula 2 machines leading the championship at the moment. Tracy Bryan from Wanganui, originally from Wanganui, she's a Tauranga girl, doing the swinging on the Carl Cox Motorsport, beautiful 600 with Barry Smith. Doing the driving. A big group in here. Nick and Wendy Plogue, 77. We've got 89 there, I think, 89.
And we've got one of the Australian boys, the Marshall brothers.
Daryl Williams and Brian Flynn there, and that's going into the hairpin there. And Bruce Roberts and Jim Bilby on the number 76 machine. This was Roy Hank's machine. He built it to go racing at the Isle of Man, prepped it all up, and after 52 years of racing and surviving the Isle of Man TT, woke up one day and says, I'm giving this away. So Bruce Roberts and Jim Bilby have bought this machine in. So a huge battle there, Gabby the Gabbler.
Yes, you can see Adam's just come in and very politely come in and overtaken all those boys at the back there.
Right, where we got the lead bike is in and out of the hairpin. Andy Scrivener, is he closing up the gap? 2.7. No, Pete the Pirate's got faster, 1:14.047. So he's got control of this race with 3 laps to go, but he's up in the ante. He's just getting faster and faster, so it's a spread out game there. Still the same 4 suspects as Scotty McEwen's got ahead of Ian Staples and Darren Prentice. Ian on that thundering number 92, the V-twin Aprilia. Amazing job what he's done and built this. You can hear that. Yeah, it's one of the few bikes we can actually hear out of the commentary box. That is Ian Staples with Darren Prentice doing the passenger, and they've been hunted down by Phil Law. The Phil Law machine, that 45 I think they are, 45, bit confusion here. 45 not actually in the program, so I'm pretty sure that's them, yeah, down that centre straight. The lead bike comes onto the front straight there. In fact, comes and goes. We've got 2 laps to go. Dennis
chasing on Jeremy, but being diligent on that yellow flag and not being able to overtake.
Yeah, we've already had 3 or 4 protests today, and I think Richie Dibbing got pinned for a pass under a yellow there, went ahead of Ashton Hughes, so there's something going on there, and so loses a place. There were several others there in the superbikes. Jim Tuckerman did tell me, one of the stewards of the meeting, I can't remember all the details. We've got to remember what's on the track and acknowledge them, the quality in sidecar class. I'll tell you a little personal fact about that. I lost my virginity, the quality in, many moons ago. Next time I went in there and I took enough money to pay for dinner, so the quality in, supporting that from Wanganui. So where we got the race out there, they're starting to come across lappers. Pete the Pirate coming down that back straight. We're looking for a white flag after this. Who's your money on there for second there? Gabby the Gabbler from Australia.
Look, it's a hard one. It looks like there's a good little battle going on here between Dennis Charlotte and Dan Jenkins with Jeremy Joyce and we've got a sidecar slowing down.
Yeah, that looks like Andy Scrivener and Tina McEwen, so their square jar will be full. That's unfortunate. They're down, cruising down the back straight. They'll pull off. Here's the battle. Jeremy Joyce, Louise Blythe, Dennis Charlotte and Dan Jenkins there coming into turn 1. No passing here, so
flag, so they're being very good.
Yeah, Dennis Charlotte will line it up there. He'll get the drive out of the corner. There he goes. He reels him in there. This is the battle, I think, for second and third place. Charlotte on the outside. That's a tough place. Oh, little pirouette, mate.
Shit!
Oh, there, that bike upside down. That's very unfortunate. I thought they might have had it spun once and then they're upside down, so going across to the Ctas footage. So the Dan Jenkins is getting up. We see over there, we see that Andy Scrivener and Tina McEwen are parked up at the Go Media. We've got a red flag there. We've got a red flag in that situation. So that's very, very unfortunate. I said it was a bad, not a bad place, but an interesting place to pass. But looking out there, we hope that Dennis is okay. We can see this on the live timing there. Here we go. We've got Jeremy Joyce, Louise Bryve, the live streaming there. Dennis Charlotte comes round the outside. He's off towards a Ripple Street, and they're okay. We're getting the thumbs up there. Runs a bit wide there, gets it into a spin. They spin round. They go at 90 degrees, 180 degrees. That passenger's doing well to hold on there. Go a little bit backwards, and then the thing flips over, and Dan Jenkins has tumbled out there. But Dennis, I've talked to him about these crashes. He just pulls himself in there and gets underneath. And a great job there for Dan Jenkins to come and tip that bike upside down. So Warwick Tibbicks, I know, owns that bike. He'll be going, that bloody paint job's a bit direct now, but the important thing, both of those riders are okay. So I'm going to call this, well, it will be a full, it will be called at this race. We've done, it was a 10-lap race. It was a 10-lap race, it's an 8-lap race. We'd done 7. It was on the final lap or next to final lap, so they will call it that. Again, all results are provisional. All results are provisional. Now, when the red flag comes out, if you're not racing, you don't go points. So even if it goes back a lap, if you're on the red flag, there's no cause of it, because you can't judge necessarily who was involved in the incident. So this team won't score points because they weren't racing, and nor will Andy Scrivener and Tina McEwen. Now over in New Zealand, Gabby.
Yes.
Well, you look like you're going to fall asleep. No, you're not. Just going into hibernate mode. In New Zealand, we have a rule there. If the passenger comes off, that's a tray of beer. If the rider comes off, that's 2 trays of beer. Now, Dan Jenkins will owe a tray of beer, but Dennis never actually came off that bike, so I don't think he'll owe anything. He might come up with it. What's your rules in Australia?
It's always the passenger's fault.
Yeah.
No beers needed in that one. All the Aussie boys will have a giggle to themselves when they hear me say this, but they know they have a joke with us. It's always the passenger's fault.
Yeah, I was a passenger. I always used to get the blame for everything. Still get blamed for leaving the fridge open when I'm getting a beer at home.
We've all done our silly mistakes on a sidecar once, and I think unfortunately it tends to stick with you, unfortunately.
Yeah, so that's our rule here. I've taken up drag racing commentating here, and I went over the other day. They had 4